going to start off with Knicks. The first 2 games of the season are through. What surprised you so far?
Hunter asked me, so what do you want to talk about? How about a surprise team? He goes, right, I got a surprise team. What's yours? I said the Las Vegas Raiders. And he goes, damn, you stole mine. Because it's so obvious.
It is.
They beat the Ravens was it in Baltimore? No, in their home opener, which, by the way, that's the coolest stadium. I know it's kind of overdone, but that is the coolest stadium
Them in Los Angeles.
all of football. The Rams are good too. It's crazy. They got that torch. Oh man, that's the coolest stadium ever. But that win was impressive. You could say the Ravens lost it. Lamar Jackson lost it with all his fumbles and mishaps, but the Raiders came out with a win, and it was a great way to end the week. Mm-hmm. And then they go to the Steelers, and in the back of my mind, I didn't really think about this game being good. I thought Steelers would win. Steelers just beat the Bills, right?
Barely. Yeah.
Barely, but they beat the Bills. Are a great team.
Great team.
Super Bowl,
it is week 1.
Right?
It is week 1. But
still, it's a good start for Steelers. And the Raiders beat them in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So that's a shock to me for both of those games. So they're my shock team. We're going to get into why right now. 2 reasons for me. 1, Derek Carr.
Obvious.
I think we've talked about him before, and we both like him.
Yep.
But I think we both had our doubts because he's never really won much.
He's not consistent.
And he's not consistent.
Right.
However, he's very clutch in these first 2 games. He had a crazy fourth quarter against the Ravens, minus the pick in OT. Wasn't really his fault in my opinion. Little high, but
it went through the guy's hands.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
He had a great clutch game, and against the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens and against the Steelers. The pass pretty much iced the game late in the fourth quarter to, who's your boy from Bama?
Henry
Ruggs. Oh, my God. It's probably like a 55-yard airmail bomb.
Beautiful.
And Ruggs is fast, too, so he had to really launch it right in his freaking breadbasket, man. And they walked away with a win. So Derek Carr is officially, to me, clutch. He's not Brady clutch. He's not Pat Mahomes, Rodgers. But he's clutch the way he started the season. That can change, but he's clutch right now. And that's why they have 2 wins. What do you think about Derek Carr so far?
He's putting it together. Like I said before, the consistency was the flaw. I mean, he has Henry Ruggs, who is a good speedster, but to me, I wouldn't play him on the outside like they do. He's not a big receiver. He has trouble getting off the line. And that's why he don't have the many receptions that he should be getting. If he was in the slot, I think it'd be better, but he's also really small.
Okay.
So Derek Carr, leading the league in yards, passing yards.
Yep.
4 touchdowns, 1 pick, and he's also throwing for a 104 rating. So Derek Carr is doing phenomenal.
He is.
But I also have to give props to the offensive line.
Oh, I wasn't going there.
Offensive line. Nice. Nick, we've talked about it before. Last time we did this podcast, over a year ago. Derek Carr getting sacked. I know in 2018 it was like 55 times or some shit.
Yeah, they were pretty awful about 3 seasons ago too. Yeah.
So he has been sacked. I looked it up and I did the math. 197 times in 7 seasons.
Good God.
And I think the best season he had was like high 20s in 1 season. He has only been sacked average. 5 times in 2 games. Only, but
is that still
it's
good
better.
though? Or?
It's better.
That's
than 50.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
better
on
than
track
10
for,
times in 2 games.
Yeah. So they're better. They're not great, but they're better. So him not getting rushed constantly 24/7.
Yeah.
That's, the turning point in my opinion. So Derek Carr's doing great. Offensive line's doing great. I am questionable on the defensive side of the ball. They're like mid-pack on defense. So, and they've also allowed 26 points to the Steelers and 27 to the Rams, or 17 and 27.
Yes.
So the defense, but the offense and Derek Carr is killing it, and he's also got all the weapons in the world to fucking throw to. So there's no excuse.
They are killing it. And what's impressive against the Steelers is they had no Josh Jacobs, who had an end game anyway, but he's still Josh Jacobs. He's a great running back, a dual threat running back. No Josh Jacobs. He actually led the team in rushing, I think, most of the game. Derek Carr did. So he's telling everybody that He'll run if he has to. He's just going to make plays.
He's going to win.
He's turning into a winner. It's only 2-0, but it's still a surprise because they're the Raiders. We expect them to go about 500. You know, they could lose the next 2 games, but so far that's my surprise team. You said something about the defense. I thought they've been kind of clutch.
They've been better.
When they blitz, they average, it's like almost 100% sack on every blitz, but they never blitz. They had 2 sacks on the Lamar Jackson in the Ravens game, and late in the fourth quarter, they sacked them, both blitzes, and fumbled both times. They recovered both fumbles. So they need to blitz more, in my opinion, because Max Crosby, underrated defensive edge rusher. Obviously, I wish they still had Khalil Mack, but that's a couple years too late there. But their defense is, I would also say, clutch.
They're putting it together.
Because, I mean, they're giving up yards, which is a problem. That's why people are getting in the red zone and scoring so much. But at the same time, they didn't give up that many points against the Steelers.
I mean, no, it's 17 against the good Steelers offense. Well, I think the Steelers offense
they have a good receiving core.
They're not that.
They have a great receiving core.
They do. I don't think the Steelers offense is all that. I think their defense is decent, pretty good, sorry. But their offense
They're
is
pretty good.
I'm just not sold on the Raiders defense, but you're right. Offense,
it needs
Derek
work,
Carr is killing it. He just needs to keep it up. Now, Peyton Manning, on the Monday Night Football thing, it was the first...
Oh, him and Eli.
Yeah, the first pass. He said you can tell how the season's going to go off of the first pass of their season. And Derek Carr threw it to the sideline to Darren Waller, and it went right through his hands, out of bounds. And he was like, all right, what do you think about that? And he goes, 6-11.
6-11. Oh,
So,
man. Hey, it could
we'll
happen.
See.
The wheels could fall off quick.
We'll see. I mean, they're also in a tough division. You know, Denver's doing all right.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are the fucking Chiefs. And the Chargers are really good.
Chargers are very good.
If Justin Herbert keeps it up, he's going to be phenomenal.
I think he already is phenomenal,
He
honestly.
really is.
I think he's a top 10 quarterback. He could be the 10th best quarterback in football, honestly.
He is a top 10 quarterback, I think, as well.
He's
a rookie, makes some dumb mistakes, but that's expected.
Second-year player. I mean,
we'll get into rookies later on.
Oh, yeah. We'll start that combo later.
Mistakes. All right. So, my surprise so far. I could have went either way. I know if the Packers would have lost, I would have said, what the fuck's up with them? But they just bounced back against the Lions, so they're doing pretty good. Now, what surprises me, and I'm going to be a little biased here, is the Carolina Panthers' fucking defense is phenomenal so far in the season. Now, I expected, and I wish we would have done an episode before the season started because I was on board with Sam Darnold.
Yep.
I was on board with the offense. Offensive line still sucks, but that's beside the point. Offense is great, and defense I knew was going to be good, but I didn't know in 2 games they'd be first in like 7 categories. So they're first in yards allowed per game with 190, points per game with 10, pass per game 143, rush per game 146, sacks with 10, QB hits with 21, and third down percentage at 25%.
It's incredible.
And they also allowed the Saints, who just torched the Packers, which the Packers don't have a great defense in general.
Yeah,
but it's not 5 touchdowns from Jameis.
No.
Good.
It's 3 points? 6 points?
What?
The Saints?
No, they scored 7.
Oh, a whole 7.
7.
Oh,
They scored a touchdown, and that was Jameis running it in for 10 yards.
Okay.
So we allowed the Saints to 128 total yards. And I believe at halftime it was 99.
It's incredible.
Fewest in the Sean Payton era. And Sean Payton, I think he's probably the second best offensive mind in football. Behind Andy Reid.
Behind Andy Reid?
Yeah, behind Andy Reid, I think he's probably
agree.
second. Close second.
I agree.
So, just the defense in general, led by Hassan Reddick, which was a fucking great pickup. And then you got Brian Burns on the other side.
Oh.
Your boy. And
bro, my boy, Brian Burns.
My defensive player of the year prediction is Brian Burns.
You're going that heavy with it?
Yup. Absolutely. Yes, I am.
All
defensive player of the year is going to be Brian fucking Burns.
We'll talk about that. How good is he in coverage? Because
I think he's great in coverage. He had an interception in the preseason.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
He's a beast though. He's a freaking monster.
He is. So I think them two on the edge, great. Morgan Fox had. I think he could be a defensive player of the week. I think he was in the backfield 41% of the snaps, which is the second highest this season or this week. Yeah. And he's playing the interior. And then,
that's impressive for a nose guard to get in the backfield that much.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, he's at end, but yeah, he's playing in the 3-4.
Yeah.
So. And then you got J.C. Horn, who has been targeted, I believe. I don't have the
Man.
statistic. I think he's played over 100 snaps.
Yep.
He's been targeted 8 times, allowing 2 catches.
Allowed 2 catches.
For 10 yards.
And he got a pick the other day.
He did, yep.
Was that his first? That's his first
That was
pick,
his first
right?
one. He dropped one and then did push-ups on the field. Got yelled out on the sideline. Then he got a pick the next drive. Yeah.
There you go. Good recovery.
So the defense. I mean, granted, we beat the Jets. The Jets aren't that great on offense. They're not bad.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know. If you're the Patriots, they're pretty bad.
Well, yeah. And then the Saints. I knew. I wish we would have done predictions and shit beforehand, but I knew going into it we were going to be great, and we were going to win that game, and we fucking did. What do you think about the Panthers defense?
Well, I wish, like you, I wish you would have been doing the show more recently because I've been hyping up the Panthers defense too. They're so good.
We were right about a lot of shit.
They took only defensive players in the last draft.
Yeah, the draft before
last year's draft. Only the first time ever, I think.
Yes.
It was 8 picks, 8 defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not only good, but they're really young. Jeremy Chin was actually really great last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's only going to get better. And we had a draft party. J.C. Horn was selected.
Yep.
Everyone knew Patrick Surtain just because the team he was on.
Right.
But I knew about J.C. Horn because Oklahoma played them that year. And he messed up their quarterback pretty good. Yep. I'm an Oklahoma football fan. So I knew who he was. Hunter didn't know, but I was really excited. I was like, damn, they got J.C. Horn. He's nice. And their highlights were he only had like 1 or 2 interceptions his whole senior year. So you weren't that hype on him, but started watching film, and he came like a week later. You're like, yeah, he's pretty good.
I did.
He's good.
I'm not big on the scouting him in college and all that shit. I know Canyon was really good at it. I wasn't.
Yeah, he's the guy that's just kind of like you don't have to he'll have a clean jersey the whole game. He doesn't care. He's literally sticky on anybody he's on.
He's only got 3 or 4 fucking tackles, or maybe not even that.
And
so
you
far.
said, and I don't know if he's. Is he? You said he was y'all's number 1 cornerback.
He is. Yeah.
Over
Dante?
Yes.
Dante tried last year being the number 1 corner, and he couldn't do it. So he's our number 2. And then we're getting Thursday night, AJ Bouye is back serving his 2-game suspension. So he's going to be probably
picks 3 seasons ago.
They haven't said what position he's going to be, but before the season started, they were looking at him being our nickel. So you got J.C. Horn on the side, who hasn't been targeted besides 8 times and only allowed 2 catches. Dante Jackson, who, props to him, tackling, he's doing a lot better than he did the past 2 years.
Good.
And A.J. Bouye in the nickel.
Yep. And then Jeremy Chin at strong safety.
You got Chin at, is it free or strong? It is free, okay.
Yep.
And I wasn't very hyped up on our strong safety. I was thinking we needed to draft one at least this coming draft. Yeah. But Justin Burris, we picked him up in free agency. He's been really good. Really good. He got a pick yesterday.
Man, I mean, but even then though, it's great to have good D back, but the front 7 is like
it's so good.
Brian, y'all don't understand how good Brian Burns really is. He's so good. What do you have? He had a crazy game. He did everything last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he only got credited for a sack, but I thought he was in the backfield on.
He had sack
3 times.
He had a pass deflection at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. That I remember. And the week before that, he did the same thing. He had like a pass deflection. 1.5, 2 sacks.
He's got 2 sacks.
Tackles for loss. He does it all, man. That guy's really good.
I love it. Our defense. I mean, you can't fucking beat it. And dude, the age for the whole team, average age for the whole team.
Let me guess. Pretty young. We'll go like 25.
24.
24. My God, there's no way. You haven't even mentioned
Pretty
Sam
sure it's
Darnold.
24.
You haven't even mentioned your boy Sam.
He's 24.
He's only 24?
Mm-hmm. Brian Burns is 23.
We're 23.
Yeah. We're failures.
Look where we are. Damn, that's that kind of hurts.
Jeremy Chin's 23 as well. J.C. Horn's 21. It's insane. The oldest people we got on our team, I'm pretty sure, is a fucking line.
I don't know.
Offensive line, not defense. Offensive line.
I don't know where I went wrong. I guess I wasn't motivated as a child.
But yeah, Sam Darnold.